For my project, I was planning on introducing different methods you can use to train your dog. What I found is that there is no such thing. When you look it up online, you find a list of dog training methods: positive reinforcement training, clicker training, relationship-based training, behavioral training, obedience training, leash training, and agility training. However, I have found that the only one that is actually a method for training is positive reinforcement, which is when you reward your dog for performing the desired action. The other supposed methods are simply what you are teaching your dog, but still, I explored them. First, there is clicker training. For clicker training, you use a clicker, though it can be any sound or sound maker, and make a click sound every time and at the exact time the dog listens and performs the action. Then, eventually, the dog correlates the sound to the action that earns them praise. I was intrigued by this training method, but my dog was taught by my brother and father to come whenever any and all sorts of sound come from the person, including clapping, snapping, patting, and whistling. So she just comes when you click. Second, we have relationship-based training. Relationship-based training focuses on building trust between the dogs and owner. This type of training is typically used by owners who just bought their dogs or by trainers paid to train the dog, because the relationship is new. However, Reese was born and raised on our land by our own dog and has always been with us. Still, I went on some walks through the woods and other places to spend quality time with her, but it's safe to say that our relationship is already strong since I'm the only owner she's ever known and her favorite bin. Third, we have obedience training, which tends to be what people think of when someone says dog training. Obedience training focuses on teaching the dogs basic commands, basically teaching them to sit or come, or lay. Disclaimer, I was not the one to teach Reese to come or sit. Through the month, I taught her to lay, hind legs, and attempted to teach her to roll over, which she can do, but inconsistently. Fourth is behavioral training. Behavioral training is teaching them to do everyday behaviors. The most common example is potty training. However, most behavioral training happens unintentionally. Other examples include feeding time, walking time, anything that happens consistently every day. While many indoor dogs have a lot of behavioral training, Reese, being an outside dog, does not have much required. But it has become habit to her that every day, around 5, I come outside and train her, in some form or another, so she has started to wait for me outside the door. Fifth is leash training, which is how they should behave on a leash during a walk, which could also be seen as behavioral, but it's a bit of both. Leash training is teaching your dog not to pull on the leash, to stay with you, and not go too far ahead, and how to react when other dogs or any animal appears. While I was looking forward to fighting with Reese, who had never been on her leash before, I was surprised to find that she was completely fine with wearing a collar and didn't tug at all when we walked the driveway. She stayed with me and didn't even run for the squirrel in the tree next to us. I was pleasantly surprised and didn't have anything to teach her. Last but not least, agility training. Agility training is what you think of when you think dog show, when they have tunnels that the dog has to follow through and fences to jump over. Essentially, it's healing while going through a course. This was by far my favorite to train, though it wasn't much of a training because Reese passed with flying colors, following me through the barn and as the test, my dad's workshop, with the only difficulty being going under things.
Gosh, look at that agility. Wait! Can't go under. Come in. Good girl. Oh, not that one. Go around. Hey. You're gonna make me start running?
Special shout out to my camerawoman Nikki Ben and Reese for making all the training easy.